And it's the lightning round brought to you by Turner Construction. We love Turner Construction because they are a world-class contractor that here in Omaha is like just one of the local companies doing big projects, medium projects, little projects. Turner Construction is doing the big Sarpy County data center along Highway 50. But then you drive around and you see all these Chase Bank branches popping up here and there. Turner Construction everywhere. And such a great company to work for. Such a great company for contributing to our community. And thank you for Turner for making this all possible. I got Trenton Magid holding his D&M Roofing and Siding Cup right there. Omaha's top roofing company. Sitting next to him is Brad Williams. And then we've got Jorge Sotolongo. And we're going to get to Bruce's call here in a minute, but we have some lightning round topic items. Got some cool restaurant news for you stuff already. Fasten your seatbelts. Here goes. A lot of things on the list. 2 new restaurants coming to Nebraska Crossing at Interstate 80 and Highway 31 in Gretna. First of all, B&G's Tasties. Remember 78th and Dodge? They were there until they closed a few years ago. They are going to open in the former local restaurant space at Nebraska Crossing. Targeted date of June 1st. They're actually going to put a drive-through. They're going to fit a drive-through in there in addition to the seating that will still be in the space. So B&G's at Nebraska Crossing. At the same development, Frank's Pizzeria is going to open an express location May 1st right near the Under Armour store. And by the way, Trent and I are going to be broadcasting live from Nebraska Crossing on March 11th to celebrate the new Yeti store that's opening there. A couple other items of note. Wine, Beer, and Spirits will open an urban location next month on the southeast corner of 11th and Jones Street in the old market. 6,500 square foot space. Used to be a brewery. Thunderhead Brewing, yeah. Wonton John's, which has been voted the #1 food truck in Omaha, is opening a bricks and mortar location in an old bakery space behind the former Jane's Market in downtown Benson. El Toro Goes opened last week at 95th and Q, locally owned restaurant that serves cuisine from El Salvador, open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Backyard Elotes plans to open March 1st, 168th and Q in Mission Village. Elote is a Mexican street corn, kind of a corn on the cob thing with a lot of seasoning and spices, really good. Clean Juice plans to open at 2575 South 171st Court in the Lakeside development. Clean Juice just opened a store recently, One Pacific Place. Smoothies, juices, organic wrap sandwiches, healthy stuff. Speaking of health, Elite Nutrition is opening a second location at its first franchised store at 2437 South 132nd Street in Orchard Plaza. This has vitamins, supplements, meal planning, what they call body transformation programs. The original location for Elite Nutrition is at 2551 South 177th Plaza, basically 177th and West Center Road. Haji Fashions plans to open soon in a 1,000 square foot space near 120th and Blondo. This is actually owned by someone from Afghanistan. It's a boutique retailer that actually sell Afghan clothing for a very growing number of Afghans who live in Omaha. And finally, a little bit of bad news. Best Bison, a local restaurant featuring bison meat and burgers, as well as bison salads, bison everything, will close permanently, or did close permanently yesterday at 163 North 78th Street. All right, fellas, we promised Bruce. You waited till the very end. Bruce, let's hear your question.
Yes, I'd like to know what's happening to that building that was built, I think it's Amazon, on I-680 South and 72nd Street.
Yes, Bruce is referring to a last-mile warehouse between 150,000 and 200,000 square feet right at 72nd and State. And guys, this is a case where Amazon was doing things maybe to be ahead of the game. They built that warehouse before they needed it. And from what we have heard, it's probably going to sit there for a little while until Amazon decides that the business volume necessitates activating it. But from everything we know, it's ready to go. It's done. And it's basically waiting for Amazon to push the button.
And nationally, they did have slowing down. And during the pandemic, they thought the pandemic was going to go on a lot longer for the projections, but they're sitting on a lot of real estate.
Well, yeah, and Amazon was slow to open the massive regional data center at Highways 50 and 370. That's the one that's like a couple million
Distribution center.
square feet. What did I
You
say?
said data center.
Oh, we talk about data centers so much down that area. My apologies. Yeah, distribution center. That's the real big one. That thing, what was a half year later? Sat there for
Easy.
about a half year before they actually activated it. And then they have another one in Council Bluffs that I believe is about 275,000
South
square
24th
feet.
Street.
I just drove by that yesterday. And I think that's also dormant. Is that right, Jeff?
Yeah, or if it is, they're just about to start it. I know it's been done for a long time. So, like Trenton said, they built these things before they needed them, and Amazon's going to keep growing, so they're going to use them eventually.
As a guy who does a lot of industrial deals, it'd be awesome if they opened up some of those, at least for the next 3 years or 5 years. We could really use the industrial space.
Yeah, my guess is with Amazon, like for instance, Amazon at one point in time with the big regional distribution one that we're referring to on Highway 50, they said, it might be a year or two. Then all of a sudden it was just a few months. So I think things change for those guys so fast, which is probably the problem with opening it up. They just don't know when they might need it. But I don't know. It'll be interesting. Bruce, thank you so much for the call. That was a good one. That was a good one for us to end on. But Trent and I will say before we go real fast, the industrial stuff still remains crazy, even though there have been some, little slowdowns economically. There's no slowdown in the need for industrial real estate space in this
But we're
town.
seeing land selling right now. Retail. I was doing a retail search. It's hard to find good retail locations too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then office space, if you look at the vacancy space, you would think there would be all sorts of office space around. Office vacancy is in the single digits now. It's below 10, which who would have guessed that would be the case, in late 2020 and early 2021 when people were saying the new normal is no one's going to go to the office anymore. Well, that's not true.
And the truth is we're still trying to figure that out.
We are, and I've seen a big renewed interest in office on the sale side as well, not just leasing. So I think there's a lot of activity.
There's a lot of money in our market. Medical groups that want to buy buildings. Some people just want to lease, but there's still a lot of people that want to buy, and they know how expensive it is to build. So if a building comes up for sale, which I've got a 27,000 square foot building if anyone needs one near 120th and West Dodge Road.
Well, and guys with office, you got to remember, too, that people are using office space as a recruiting tool to get employees. So, yeah, you may not have as
Are
many.
you sick of your spouse?
You may not have as many absolute numbers of people going into the office, but they'll say, we have more workspace and we have this amenity and this massage room and game room and video room and free food and everything else and movie room. So a lot of these companies are taking space for amenities to try and attract their employees.
Don't forget Mutual's building a tower knowing full well that they're going to be doing a hybrid model.
Amen.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.